And thank you so much for being here, Patricia. Adam Montgomery transported to the courthouse. We just saw that. He's due in the courtroom in under an hour for the sentencing. How important is it that he be there in person, even though he lobbied to not attend his sentencing at all?
Right. Well, it's very important for him to be there for the victim's family, so that they can address, their comments to him. Their comments will be addressed to the court, but also for him to hear it as well. I think it is very cathartic for victims to address, the person who did these horrific crimes to his face.
And we mentioned that the prosecution submitted a sentencing recommendation of 56 years to life. No sentencing recommendation from the defense. Is there any way to gauge what the judge will decide?
Yeah, so the sentencing recommendation from the state, they cited a bunch of cases that are similar in nature, murders of children in typically the same way, through beating. So, their sentencing recommendation is right along with what those defendants got. So, the judge will be guided by that, but also something to consider also is Adam Montgomery has an extensive criminal history, which was brought up in the sentencing memorandum. So, that's something that the judge will take into consideration as well.
And to this date, Montgomery maintains his innocence in the murder of his daughter, only admitting that he helped hide her body. At this point, is there any chance for any sort of a plea deal in exchange for information?
Yeah, well, remember, he still has, I think, 2 trials to go, so he may try to work something out. Also, again, if there's information that he has that he wants to perhaps tell the state or the prison for favorable treatment, certainly that was something that he could consider. But again, he might want to be waiting to see what he gets here for a sentence and then determining if it's in his best interest to reveal her whereabouts.
We touched on this a little bit, and I want to return to it because this could be really emotional testimony today. We're hearing from Harmony's mother, her foster family, and more. How important are these victim impact statements?
Victim impact statements can be incredibly important for a judge to hear just exactly how a crime has impacted either the victim or the victim's family. Certainly here, Harmony cannot speak for herself, so her family will be speaking on her behalf. So yes, it is very important for judges to hear, just exactly how crimes impact victims. And in this case, of course, the whole community was impacted because of the publicity surrounding her disappearance.
Certainly. Now, once the sentence is announced, is this case done? Do we expect appeals? You mentioned more trials.
Right, so he does have a couple more trials scheduled, but for this particular case, after he's sentenced, he has the option to appeal his actual sentence to, usually it's a panel of 3 Superior Court judges who would review. It's called sentence review. And also, of course, there are appeals to the Supreme Court. There were a number of motions filed, motions to suppress various pieces of evidence, statements, etc. So anything that was ruled against him, he could bring up possibly on appeal to the Supreme Court to say this was a legal error made on the part of the judge.
Patricia LaFrance, former prosecutor, thank you so much for your insight today.